here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to Live Stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week and that your weekend has started well as well. First of all, hello everybody in that live chat room tonight. Let's have a little look, see who's in there. We've got Paula and Dave and Carla and Doug and Ray's in there as well. Velvet, Linda Z, Jill, Karen, Elaine and Deborah, Gaz, Ginger Duran, Billy and Patrick. Hello guys, thank you for joining me tonight, and thank you everyone for getting involved so early on in that chat room with the early bird crew that were in there at about 11 PM I believe. So about an hour ago I started setting everything up, and fingers crossed it's all going to work, because you might have seen earlier this week I did my first ever live analysis, and I had to buy some software in order to make that all happen from an audio perspective. And I'm using the same setup that I did on Wednesday, but for tonight's live stream, because the feedback was that it was a little bit clearer. So hopefully everything is clear and you can hear me and it's all working. Fingers crossed. Let's see if we can get you guys up on screen in that live chat room. There you all are. And let's get my patrons up on screen as well, because these are the people that make everything possible on this channel. You know who you are. They also pop up in the super chat window during these live streams as well. But these are the people at the bottom of the screen that make every video possible, the analysis videos, these live streams, and the Inner the Deep End videos. Everything that I do, the cover videos on this channel, is all because of these guys. So thank you so much for all of your support, and they are the reason why I could even do the live analysis, because I then had the funds to get the software that I needed to then organize it. And somehow, don't ask me how, it all went well on Wednesday and nothing failed. There weren't any gremlins, which was great. And just to mention about that first live analysis, because it is something that I've been wanting to do. Obviously setting up the audio was a bit of a pickle, because I did it at the weekend previously and then it didn't work, as you guys know, because I was using you all as guinea pigs during the live streams, and I had to figure out a way to do it, but then I could get this software and then it was all sorted. But just to mention about the live analysis videos, because from a copyright perspective, the way that I do it is I upload a video, for example, on Sunday or Monday, I forget which day it was, but I uploaded a dummy run of the live analysis that I was going to be doing on Wednesday, which was Steve Winwood. If you didn't see it, it's still up, you can check it out. But I do it 2 or 3 days before, and I will do in the future, in order to make sure that the copyrights are okay. Because if I start doing a stream and we look at a performance and then the stream stops because the video is getting blocked because of copyrights, that wouldn't be very good. So I have to make sure that I choose a video that is going to be okay to look at from a copyright perspective, and Steve's video was absolutely fine. But I do that by uploading a dummy video that is a live analysis for over 10 minutes, but then I save that, have it as unlisted, and then I leave it on there for the 2 or 3 days, because that'll give me a good indication if it gets blocked or not, and it gives YouTube a nice long time in order to process the video and just to make sure that nothing is on there that is copyright and is going to get blocked in the future. So that's the way that I do it. The reason that I mention all of this is because some people have said, oh, why don't you do all of the analysis videos live? Is because I wouldn't be able to do a dummy video 2 or 3 days before the actual video for every video that I do, because generally I'm always doing something. For example, I'm now live streaming, so I haven't got time to be recording a video and a dummy version of a video for an analysis that will happen in 3 days time. But anyway, hopefully that makes sense. But at the moment, Wednesday night, that is the live analysis night. And I haven't looked at the video yet or looked at my list as to what I'm going to be doing, but I'll probably start doing that tomorrow. And Monday I'll do a dummy run, upload the video, see if it's okay with the copyrights, and if it is, then I'll start the event and create that on YouTube, and you guys can see who's going to be on the agenda on Wednesday night's analysis. But we have as well, just while I'm thinking about what's going on, tomorrow night we're going to have the new episode of In at the Deep End, so make sure you tune into that, because that's myself and Daniel Donato jamming over a track that we've never heard before, and Daniel's a really cool guy as well, and definitely worth checking out his Cosmic Country that he plays. And it's just, I think, an interesting thing to see people playing the guitar not knowing what they're playing over the top of. But that's going to be tomorrow night, so look out for that, the second episode of In at the Deep End. And I'm pretty much aiming for doing one of those a month, so it will be generally the third Sunday of every month is going to be In at the Deep End Sunday, and that is coming up tomorrow. Anyway, let me get the super chat window up on screen, because we have had some donations and we've had quite a few in there, so thank you guys so much for all of this support and the donations tonight. Just while I'm chatting, let's get the likes target up on screen for tonight. 335 is what we are aiming for, and we are at, let's have a look, 125 so far. We are doing quite well already. It's only 7 minutes past midnight. 125 down and 210 or 11 to go. Trying to do maths in my head there never works, but we've got more likes to go. But if you can hit that thumbs up as you come through the door, through the live stream doors, a thumbs up is always welcome, and we'll see where we can get to tonight. By the way, I did mention in that live chat room before I went live that we've got a huge Pick Roulette target tonight, and the Pick Roulette's likes target, or Pick Roulette likes target, is 350 tonight, which is a crazy number, but we will see if we can get there. We are going to be having a Pick Roulette tonight, as well as showing a couple of pictures from the supporters group over on Facebook, so stay tuned for all of that. But 350 is going to be the target in order to have a Pick Roulette next Saturday as well. So let's get back into that super chat window. And Orlando has his normal place at the top of the list. Thank you so much for this, Orlando. And it is a donation of $5. Thank you for that. The message is, I will be late for this live stream, but spike the likes anyway with lots of rock horns. So thank you for that, Orlando. And TeacherMan1955 has donated $10. Thank you so much for that. The message is, hello Phil and fellow wingers. I'm wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving. However you spend it and with whoever you celebrate it with. Rock, I can't see what that picture is, but it says rock, spike those likes. So thank you for that, TeacherMan1955. And Marilyn has also donated underneath that, and it's $5. Thank you for that, Marilyn. The message is, hi Phil and everyone, such a good place to be. Thank you for all your hard work, with a clapping hand, I think, and a heart. So thank you for that, Marilyn. And Bonnie's in the house as well and has donated $10. Thank you for this, Bonnie. The message is, I'll be in the catch-up crew tonight. Spike the likes with a guy smiling with glasses on, or sunglasses on. So thank you for that, Bonnie. And also, thank you everyone for watching this on catch up as well, and still hitting the thumbs up after the event has been live and finished, because it all helps these videos to get out there. So thank you for that. And Paul has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Paul. And the message is, I have a Zoom meeting at 6:30 p.m. Might sneak in late. Be sure to spike the likes and have fun. So thank you for that, Paul. And don't forego your Zoom meeting just to appear at the live stream, and doing multiple things at once is probably not a very good idea, but hopefully the Zoom meeting won't go on for too long and you'll be able to jump into the live chat room on tonight's live stream. But thank you, Paul, for that donation. And Lucy's in the house and has donated $4.99. Thank you for that, Lucy. And the message is, howdy Phil, fellow wingers and new wingers, spike the likes with a thumbs up. Love the live analysis video. Thank you, Phil. Peace, a heart, and some rock horns. So thank you for that, Lucy. And I'm glad that you enjoyed the live analysis on Wednesday night. Just while I'm thinking about the live analysis setup and the very kind donations that some of you made during that, with the live analysis videos, obviously it's different to these kind of live streams, because here we're just touching base and catching up and looking at a few music videos. I'm looking at all of you guys in the live chat room, and it's a lot more interactive because I'm not analyzing anything. Whereas when I am watching a performer and doing the analysis thing, I'm looking at chords and thinking of things to point out, and there's a lot more mentally that I'm trying to work out while I'm watching something. So when there is a donation, it's great, but it might be something that I'll have to talk about or bring reference to or reference it at the end of the video after the analysis. Because it was the first one on Wednesday, I'm still trying to work out a way to do it, because my natural reaction is just to shout out the names of the people that have donated very kindly. But it might be in the future that on the live analysis videos that I wait until the end and just say a big thank you to anyone who has donated. But I am doing more of an analysis thing on those live analysis videos, which is probably understandable by everyone who's watching them. There is a lot of thinking going on, but also for me to be able to explain it succinctly and try and tell you guys about what I'm thinking and explain techniques. I generally am just thinking about that at that time and not looking at any donations. But anyway, like I said, it's different to these live videos and the live streams. The live analysis videos are different to these. So these, as you know, we go through all of the donations. I also have a look at you guys in the live chat room. We have the pick roulette with one of you winning a pick, and we just play the requests as well from Patreon, as you guys know. If you are new to the live stream, say hello, introduce yourself in the live chat room to everybody in there, and everyone will welcome you. We've got a great community here, and we're just growing stream by stream. So we'll get a few more people along, a few more people introducing themselves. And if you want to get involved over on Facebook, there is a Wings of Pegasus supporters group that you can join over there, and that's where you'll see this motley crew in the live chat room over on that page. And they also upload pictures, which is where I go to get the pictures for this live stream when I do occasionally show them, if there are any new ones. A big shout out to Laura and Vince and Carla and people that share the pictures to me so that I can upload them to get them into the live stream. So thank you for doing that, for letting me know that there's a new picture or two. We are going to have a couple of new pictures tonight before the pick roulette, and that's going to be happening after the cover video that's been requested. So that's just our general space for the Wings of Pegasus supporters group pictures and the pick roulette. But anyway, thank you, Lucy, for that donation. And Wild Bill has donated $3 as well. Thank you for that, Bill. And we've got some rock horns going on. Ginger Duran has donated $5. Thank you so much for that. And the message is, hi Phil, here's a little something for software crossing the pond or whatever fund you want to put it in, with a smiley face. Take care and stay safe. So thank you for that, Ginger Duran. And I'm just going to scroll down a little bit because we have Marge in the house as well, who has donated $5. Thank you for that, Marge. And I think we're going to be seeing Marge later on doing a little bit of modeling for us. That'll be after the cover video that I mentioned. But thank you for this, Marge. And the message is a thank you to Wings of Pegasus supporters for the wonderful birthday greetings. It's a pleasure being part of this community, with a thumbs up, rock on, and another thumbs up. And Marge has stolen my thunder because I was going to mention that it was her birthday when I showed the picture, but happy birthday, Marge. And everybody in that live chat room, give a big happy birthday to Marge. I know that it's a little bit late because I'm not sure it was today. I think it was earlier in the week, but thank you, Marge, for that donation. And Carl has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Carl. The message is, across the pond for whenever it can happen, or for pizza or Chinese, not for Mackie D's or McD's as it's written, but we all know what that means. Thank you for that, Carl. And I did have pizza last night, so I'm back on that pizza bandwagon. And I didn't have Chinese, but maybe that's going to be something, because I can feel it coming on, Chinese, maybe next week. We will see. But thank you for that, Carl. And Joan has donated $99.99. Thank you so much for that, Joan. And As I always say, if there is an accidental donation, guys, just let me know. It's absolutely fine. We can sort it out after the live stream because it is easy to slip on buttons. I should know because I'm doing it all the time when I'm typing. But thank you so much for that, Joan. And the message is, wow, in at the deep end, live analysis, new schedule, pick lottery. Thank you for all your efforts to keep things interesting. So thank you for that, Joan. And it's no problem at all. I think it's just taken this long to get to the point where I can do something live and I've got the setup that is required. And yeah, it's just through all of your support and your donations on the live streams and all of your support over on Patreon. So thank you guys so much for that. It means that I can keep on moving forward with everything. And this is the other thing. When I do have an idea, such as in at the deep end, or a video that I want to make, or a live analysis video, I now have the ability to do that. And it's not something that I have to think, oh, it would be nice to do that at some point in the future, but at the moment I can't do it because I can't afford the software, or I haven't got this, or I haven't got that, and I have to put it on a wish list. So this is why we can just keep on moving forward, and you are subject to any ideas that I have to put up on the channel. So apologies in advance for that. But in all seriousness, the In at the Deep End tomorrow is going to be a good one. So make sure that you check that out with myself and Daniel. But Joan, thank you for that donation. And Susan has donated $10. Thank you for this, Susan. The message is, love that with Wednesday live analysis, we will have 3 opportunities to comment and interact. Also enjoy that you are on Patreon almost daily. Love this group. So thank you for that, Susan. And yes, with Patreon, I'm always checking messages on there. And I'm not sure that I've missed a night, and sometimes I'm not doing a video, but I will be just posting an update telling you what I'm up to. So I make sure that I always post to Patreon every day and every night because it is evening here in the UK. But keeping you guys involved and just in the loop is a very important part of it, I think, so you know what I'm up to and what to look forward to in that particular week. And as I've mentioned, sometimes on a Monday, I'm not releasing a video. I'm not releasing a video on Mondays, but I am doing a video that you're not going to be able to see. It's just a rough one to then upload to make sure copyrights work for Wednesday. So even though I'm not doing a video on YouTube, an analysis video, I am doing something. So that's what I'm just keeping everybody up to date with over on Patreon, as Susan has referred to there. So thank you for that donation, Susan. And Music Maiden has donated $2. Thank you for that. The message is, Pinky update, please. So Pinky update is, we are getting close to having an almost normal looking nail. I'd say another week and it'll be long enough to then maybe start cutting it again. But it's still got, I don't want to put it too close to the camera because it still looks a little bit disgusting, because now at the top of my nail you can see the exact part where the impact happened, and like I said, it's like an M shape and there's a little bit of dark nail at the top. Hopefully you won't be able to see it very clearly being too far away, because it still doesn't look really nice, but maybe 3 or 4 weeks, yeah, maybe a month, I'm hoping that the damaged part will grow out and then I can cut that off and then it's back to looking like a normal nail. Fingers crossed. But the good thing is that it just doesn't hurt anymore. I can touch it and it's totally normal feeling, if not looking. But thank you for that, Music Maiden. King Nero has donated $3. Thank you for that. And it's the guy giving a big thumbs up. Thank you, King Nero. And Lethia has donated $2 as well. So thank you for that, Lethia. And the message is collab with Rick Beato. So thank you for that suggestion. I was talking with Rick a few weeks ago about In at the Deep End, but it's not something that he was up for or wanted to get involved with, which is totally understandable. And he did say there's probably loads of other guitarists, more shredders, that will be interested in doing it. So that's what I'm doing, always pursuing avenues. But unfortunately, yeah, for the In at the Deep End, it isn't something that Rick is interested in doing. But we will find other guitarists, and at the moment I think things are looking promising. In the future, I'm going to be sending out emails. What I tend to do is, or at least I did last month, is release the In at the Deep End tomorrow night, and then I go through emailing after there's the video that's been released, because then I can just tag that, or at least put the link to it in an email so people can just click on it and get a general idea of the setup and the show or the segment on the channel. and it's just a really quick way of them to be able to see it and then decide whether they want to do it or not. But thank you for that, Lethia. And by no means am I ruling out anything with Rick in the future. It'll be great to get him on the channel at some point, talk about music, or just talk about anything that he wants to, because he's just like an encyclopedia of music knowledge. But thank you so much for that donation. And Laura has donated $10. Thank you for that, Laura. And the message is, hello to all the wingers. Phil, do you know what a fantastic community you've built? Thank you so much for it. So thank you for that, Laura. And I haven't really done anything. I haven't built anything. It's just you guys getting involved and commenting and watching the videos on the channel. So thank you guys for getting involved and just joining me on these live streams as well, for going over to that Facebook page. If you do want to head over there and you haven't been there yet, it's Wings of Pegasus Supporters Group is what you want to type in, and you can join in over there as well and upload pictures and do anything that you want to within reason on that page. It is just music based, and you'll find Laura there, but you'll find all of these people's names that you see in the live chat room. And if this is your first live stream, you'll start to get used to these names, and everyone starts to get to know everybody else in exactly the same way that I know all of the names going through and all of the regulars going through, because that's what I like about these live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday, is that we all know each other and we recognize each other from one stream to the next. So if you are new here, you can head over to Facebook, or you can just keep on tuning in here and you'll get used to everybody. And everybody that is new, just introduce yourselves. Like I said, we've got a great community here. But thank you for that, Laura. And Michael has donated $10. Thank you for that, Michael. The message is, can you do hammer-ons with your pinky yet? Which is more technically difficult? Oh, which is more technically difficult, bluegrass or heavy metal shredding? So thank you for that, Michael. And yes, I can do hammer-ons with my little finger. Like I said earlier, it's not painful anymore, just feels like a normal finger. So I'm back to doing hammer-ons and pull-offs with that pinky. And technically, it depends. It's both the same technique, bluegrass and heavy metal shredding. It's just alternate picking. It just depends on the tone that you've got, because some people who aren't as technically good will use a lot of distortion to hide the technique so that they can get away with more, because they're not as technically proficient as somebody who plays on a clean tone. So in order to be at the top level of alternate picking, if you're playing bluegrass, you can't hide it. You've got to be really good at doing that particular technique. And pretty much with bluegrass, it all has to be alternate picked and economy picked, hybrid picked as well, because you need all of the notes to pop out all the time. Whereas when you're talking about heavier genres like heavy metal, you've got distortion on your guitar, and generally you're going to have a humbucker on your guitar, so it's going to be picking up that top end frequency more, and it's going to give you more sustain as well. So it means that you can do more hammer-ons and pull-offs, and you can get away without having to alternate pick every note, because you are plugged in, you're electric, you've got the luxury of adding distortion to your tone. Whereas in bluegrass, it's all super clean. So the answer to that question, it's the same technique, so therefore it's technically difficult at the same level. It's the same difficulty level for alternate picking, but if you're playing bluegrass, you can't get away with having a heavy tone and just have the technique maybe at 80% or 90% efficiency. You've got to be 100% efficient on bluegrass as a genre, and you can get away with stuff playing heavy metal. So I hope that that's given the answer. But when you are talking about top players, there are players who are technically as proficient as bluegrass players playing heavy metal, and the heavy metal players are just as technically adept at doing it. But it's, if you're talking about genres, then bluegrass is the one that you can't really get away with anything, because it is super clean. But anyway, Michael, thank you for that donation. And we are at 198 likes for tonight's live stream, so we are closing in on 200. If you do get a chance to hit that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated. we are going to be jumping into the first video of the night, and this is going to be my lyric video for Don't Cry, and this is a request that comes in from Vince on behalf of Jennifer. I did see the message, Vince, over on Patreon just before we started the live stream, so thank you for that. And this one just goes out to Jennifer because, as I've heard, Jennifer is going through a really hard time at the moment, so I hope that this song is something that maybe helps. And thank you, Vince, as well, for requesting this on behalf of Jennifer as well. It's going to be my lyric video for Don't Cry. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after. Rock.
But you can't go around thinking of her 1,000 times when you think you see her face in the crowd. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. No more shopping in the hall, only empty spaces. Brand new kitchens, black and white. I feel the house is dying, and I'm inside. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Every time I think of you, I just break down. I miss you more than I ever could is what she'd say. She said, don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Oh no, don't cry for me, don't cry. She said, don't cry.
And there we have it. As you could see at the end of that video, That is on my album called Persistence, my song called Don't Cry. You can download it individually if you want to. Head over to wingsofpegasus.com/store. It's also available on iTunes and Amazon, but it's better for me if you go to my website because then I don't have to give away a percentage. So, we are at 222, I can see on the screen with the likes counter. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. It's always a good time despite the likes, and always a great time to plug the mug. And we have Saturday's mug today, which says, let's see, Liz see how they get on. And on the other side, and there we have it. So, by the way, that reminds me, with the merchandise and everything over on Teespring, we have the Black Friday thing coming up next weekend, and I'm not sure exactly when it starts, but Teespring contacted me and said, do I want to do anything for Black Friday, giving a discount of 5% or 10%. So then I said, yes, why not? Let's make it 20%. And they said, well, what about 15%? And I said, no, let's do 20%. So at the Black Friday Teespring Wings of Pegasus merchandise place, or store, if you want to call it that, online, there's going to be 20% off anything to do with Wings of Pegasus, but you need the code WINGS, so just WINGS. And it's not going to be on there yet because it's going to be next week, but as soon as that is activated and you can type in WINGS and get 20% off and just max out all of your merchandise, I will let you guys know. And it might be something that if maybe Vince or Laura can post that over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook, maybe it's something that can be done there so you guys know exactly when is a very good time to get 20% off any mugs or shirts or anything you want to buy. There's also hoodies on there. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that because I reminded myself looking at the mug. So I could even buy one of the purple and white mugs because I haven't got one of those yet, and then I could have the full set. So that is something that I'm probably going to do. I'm going to buy my own merchandise, but it's because I want all of the mugs because I'm greedy. Anyway, that is just something that I thought I'd mention. Anyway, let me get back into the Super Chat window because we have some stuff kicking off in there, and I'm going to have to scroll up just to make sure that I don't miss anybody out. So we have 5150 Ripley who has donated $5. Thank you so much for that. And the message is, hey Phil, check out Sweetwater Music Store, fill out the $5,000 wish list. Someone is going to win. Wednesday Live was a success. Cheers, with some peace fingers going on. So thank you for that donation, and it sounds like there's some kind of competition going on, so I'll have to check that out, but thank you for that. DM has donated $2 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, any interest in Lindsay Sterling and Alison Krauss? So Alison, I believe, is on the channel here somewhere. If you just type it in the search bar, you'll be able to find that. Lindsay, I haven't done anything on yet, but I tend to be focusing more on guitar and vocals. If I remember correctly, Lindsay plays violin, but I might have that wrong. But it's something that I'll look into. But if it is a case of looking at violinists, then my request list will probably get hundreds of thousands of requests longer than it already is. But thank you so much for that. Look out for that Alison Krauss video on the channel here somewhere. And thank you, DM, for that donation. Vince has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Vince. The message is, Phil from live chat, Dave, Dave73 to give the full name of the username, asks, Phil, have you ever used or experienced modern guitar VSTI plugins, and are these something that the guitarist community, to the best of your knowledge, frown upon? And this is one of those technical questions that maybe people won't understand, but I can go all the way back to Cubase SX, and that's when I was 19 years of age, and there were VST plugins on Cubase SX, and it's not something that I used to use. It's something that obviously when the technology was just starting up, and we're talking about almost 20 years ago now, it wasn't particularly good. I know that the plugins have improved since then, and a lot of people now use them. But back then, I got myself a pod. What was it? I think it was just a Line 6 pod. It was just called that in those days. And it looked like a kidney, like a really big kidney-shaped effects unit. And I used to use that and go into the computer through an interface rather than going in clean and then using a plugin because I didn't like the sound of them. But I still do it the old school way. I just amp up or mic up my amp, and I amp up my guitar and just do everything through my amplifier and just do that into the computer rather than going in clean using a plugin and editing it that way. But I don't know whether it's frowned upon. I don't think it is. It's just something that people have their own personal preference, whether they like to go in clean, DI their guitar, and then use a plugin in Logic, whatever you're using, or GarageBand, or if you're using Cubase on, it doesn't really matter, your DAW, whatever you're using, but it just depends on your preference, whether you want to be able to tweak the tone in the computer or have your tone and then record your tone into the computer. And that's the way that I approach it. I have everything set up outside of the technology so that it's recorded as it sounds coming out my amp, rather than recording something clean, applying a plugin, and then trying to dial in a sound that I want. Even though some people might prefer that because it means you can literally edit it as much as you want. But once I've got an idea in my head about the tone that I want, I get it out in the real world and then record it. So that's just the way that I do it, and it's not frowned upon to my knowledge. So that's my answer for that. But thank you so much, Dave, for that question, and Vince as well for sending me the question from Dave and donating as well. Deborah has donated $4.99. Thank you for that, Deborah. The message is, hi Phil, loved your analysis of legendary Lionel Richie, and your playing and singing are fabulous. One of my favorites you've done, with I think a picture of a butterfly. So thank you for that, Deborah. And if you haven't checked that out, guys, that was last night's analysis video. There's an analysis video coming out on Fridays now, and also Sunday, but tomorrow is going to be the episode of In at the Deep End, the new episode for that. So there's no analysis tomorrow night, but there'll be the live analysis on Wednesday night, and that'll be preceded by the live stream on Tuesday night. So there's a lot going on. I might have to do a post or something to show everybody what's happening when, because there's the new schedule going on. I know that I did post it over on Patreon, but it can be a little bit difficult to keep track. But Tuesdays and Saturdays are live streams, and Wednesdays are live analysis videos, and Friday and Sunday are just normal analysis videos. So nothing happens technically that I upload on a Monday or a Thursday, because I'm working on getting things ready, like In at the Deep End, for example. I have to film that and edit it at some point in the week, so that will happen on a Monday or a Thursday, and also checking copyrights of live analysis videos anyway that I do on a Monday. But anyway, thank you, Deborah, for that donation. And we have Jan Petter and Norley Olsen, or maybe that's one very long name, but thank you for this donation of 20 Norwegian kroner, I do believe. And the message is, hey you, with the guy turning around with his shades on. So thank you so much for that, Jan. And Fred has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Fred. The message is, technique versus distortion, heavy metal garage band rule number 1, if you can't play good, play loud. So thank you for that, Fred. And very good advice there. That is sometimes the case when you're going to a venue and you're watching a band and they're just really loud, and they're so loud that you can't actually hear how loud, or you can't hear what they're doing because it is so loud. And I've certainly experienced that in the past, and I always find that putting your fingers in your ears then cuts out all of that nasty high frequency that's making you deaf, and you can actually hear what the band are playing and singing. So yes, but yeah, if you can't play good, play loud. Very good advice, well, from Fred. But I would say if you can't play good, play clean and practice until you can play good. So thank you for that, Fred. And we have Ray in the house as well. Thank you for joining us tonight, Ray. And Ray has donated $154. So thank you for a very kind donation. It is much appreciated. And the message is, Phil, you are so modest. The tone comes from the top, meaning you make this community an uplifting and positive place to be, with a smiley face. Question, when and why did you learn about sound engineering? I only learned the tiny bit I know out of self-defense, if you know what I mean. So thank you for that, Ray. And I just wanted to start recording my guitar, and I remember that the very first thing that I recorded was on Cubase SX when I was, I think, probably 18 or 19 years of age, and I didn't know how to use anything, but I just realized that I had a program where I could play my guitar and record it and play it back out of the computer. And for me, that blew my mind. And we are talking about 20 years ago, so I know that technology's moved on, and now you can do that on a phone, record anything you want and get it to play back. But back when I was 18 or 19, just having the ability to record what I'm playing and then play it back, and not only that, but then to do multi-tracking and maybe harmonize with what I've just already recorded on the guitar, it was just amazing to me. So I started doing that, and ever since then I have used recording software and digital audio workstations, to give the full name. That's DAW that I mentioned earlier, and having that on your computer, I just kept going back to it, and ever since then really have just been learning more about production. And also I did have one situation where I was recording with my band, and this must have been when I was maybe 25, 26, or maybe 26, 27. But anyway, we went and spent a lot of money on recording, and the product that we got back, by this time, I've been doing a little bit of production myself, just putting together demos for about 7 years. And the product that we got from spending a ridiculous amount of money on 4 songs was something that I thought I could do better than this. So then I thought, well, why don't I do it on myself? So that's when I started doing my own production, and my album has been all recorded in this room with this very microphone. So everything you hear on my Persistence album was picked up by this, just one mic. And it's amazing what you can do nowadays. If you just get yourself Logic or GarageBand and spend a bit of time watching YouTube tutorials and just experimenting, you'll be able to find the sound that you are after just by learning how to use the software. And it does really tie in with what I mentioned earlier about guitar tones. Just having the guitar set up on the outside how I want it and getting the tone that I want, and then recording it, it means that everything going into the computer sounds already how I want it to sound, and then it's just a case of mixing. The only thing that I don't do is mastering, because I think that's just a totally different art form in itself. And once you've been mixing an album for maybe 6 months, it's something that I think is better to give it to somebody who hasn't heard it before to then master it, because I feel that if I try to master my own album, I'm thinking about the mix and not the mastering, because I'm obviously going to be a little bit biased as to how I hear it. Whereas I think it's great just to give it to a top professional who knows what he's doing to master it and just put that final sheen on the overall sound and boost the volume and all that kind of stuff. So that's the way that I go about it. But thank you guys for all of these donations. I'm just going to scroll up very quickly, but thank you, Ray, for that donation and the question as well. And Lynn has donated $50. Thank you so much for that, Lynn. The message is, well done on the discount, Phil. And just a reminder to the gang, YouTube might see many repeated emojis as spam. Hold back a bit. So thank you for that, Lynn. That's a very good point about the emojis, because I think our very own moderator, Carla, and big shout out to the moderators, by the way. We have Neil and Carla and Laurie in there somewhere, I'm sure. But also, that going back to the emojis, we have the situation of Carla actually getting her comment. It wasn't removed, but it might have been held by the Google moderator, which I didn't even know existed. But it must be the case that we're getting enough people watching these live streams now that Google have a moderator who looks at all of the comments as well. And Carla got held back by the Google moderator, and I pretty much know why that is, and I think Carla knows why it is because when we do the pick roulette, sometimes Carla pastes in just the rules, or at least pastes in to let you know that she needs to see you type I agree in the capital letters, and that's a message that she just pastes. And because it's a paste function, I think Google will then see that as potentially spam because somebody hasn't typed something out. So that might be the way that it works. But anyway, yeah, a little entertaining story that even the moderators are not immune to being moderated themselves. So thank you so much for this donation, Lynn, and also thank you for that word of advice about the emojis. And Deborah has donated $4.99. Thank you for that, Deborah. The message is: sitting on the patio by the fire watching the dog chase the suburban Texas wildlife with a picture of, I'm not sure what that is, it could be a snake or a lizard or something like that. And the message continues: so relaxing, spike the likes, everyone, with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Deborah, and it sounds like it is a nice day in Texas. Let's scroll down a little bit, and I went too far there, so we're gonna have to go up. And we have another donation from JPRPH1 for $2.99. Thank you so much for that. And it's the guy doing the big thumbs up. Velvet's in the house and has donated $15. Thank you for this, Velvet. The message is: hi question. Hi question. Although you perhaps aren't into a lot of heavier bands, would you ever consider doing an analysis on some of those bands to possibly attract an even more varied group of fans? So thank you for that, Velvet. And I don't rule out any band on the genre, I just go down my list. I think it's just a case of when I have a video that is popular, a particular type of artist or number of artists are then requested underneath the video that I've done. So they tend to be related to each other. Like if I've done a country artist and it was very popular, I then get lots of requests to do country artists, and you start to see the theme. So I spend a lot of time doing that. If I did a heavier band, I'm sure that I'd get a lot more requests for heavier bands. It's just the way that it works at the moment, but I don't rule anything out. So there could be some heavier bands coming along in the future. But thank you, Velvet, for that donation. And Renee's in the house as well and has donated $5. Thank you for this. And the message is: thanks to the busy mods tonight. So huge shout out to the moderators as always. Thank you, Renee, for that $5 donation. Linda Z has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Linda. Again, the message is: besides testing for copyright blocks ahead of time, how did preparing for the live analysis differ from a regular recorded analysis? So we're getting lots of questions tonight, and I'll try and answer these a bit more quickly because it's 10 to 1 already in the morning. I thought it was maybe past, but anyway, I should try and answer this quickly. So how did preparing for the live analysis differ from a regular recorded analysis? And to answer that question, it wasn't that much different, other than I knew what I was doing 2 days ahead. So on the normal analysis videos, I just go down my list on the day and look at it and then get into the research, and that's why it probably takes between 6 and 12 hours if I have any kind of issues with the computer. But when I go through the live analysis video, as I did, I know what I'm doing in advance, so I can look at the chords, and there isn't any pressure of time constraints in order to get down the chords and do any research and stuff like that. I think with the live analysis videos, I'm not going to be doing as much research into the artist. It just so happens that Steve was one of those voices of my youth, so I know a lot about Steve's career and his music and his guitar playing as well as his organ playing. So yeah, I had a bit of an advantage looking at Steve for the first video, but I think the only difference is that there won't be a great deal of history, because in order to fit that in, I'd probably go on for ages, whereas I just want to cover the technical aspects of playing, and if it's somebody who's just singing, then covering the technical aspects of singing as well, and that's what I focus on. And I'm going to try and keep them under half an hour for the live analysis videos. On Wednesday, it seemed to work out okay, around about 27, 28 minutes, something like that. So that's what I'll be doing in the future. Anyway, thank you, Linda Z, for that donation. And Sue has donated $20. Thank you for this, Sue. That's a straight up donation. Kathleen has donated $10 as a straight up donation again. Thank you for this, Kathleen. And King Nero has donated $5. Thank you again for that. And the message is, speaking of a live analysis, Phil pulled it off without a hitch, and I'm looking forward to more. So thank you for that. And when you're going live, you always think something's going to go wrong, like with these live streams, but everything worked during that live analysis video. But tune in the future, because the next one might be an absolute disaster. You never know. When you're live, anything can happen. But thank you for that, King Nero. Deborah has donated $3. Thank you for that, Deborah, with the guy doing the thumbs up. And Carla has donated $1.99. Thank you for this, Carla. The message is, what's the prize next Saturday if we reach 350 likes? So let me get that up on screen just to let you guys know we're aiming for 350 likes tonight for the pick roulette next week. And Carl is just giving me a nudge in the direction of mentioning that next week during the pick roulette, we're going to be giving away, I've actually got it here, the Wings of Pegasus pick tin. So it's obviously a tin to keep your picks in, or if you've only got a Wings of Pegasus pick, you can keep it in that tin. So we'll be giving away one of those next week if we hit the pick roulette likes target. So as you can see on the screen, 350 is what we're aiming for. We are at 305 so far, so it might be possible. Just the standard likes that we're going for tonight is 335 up there. But if we keep on getting people hitting that thumbs up, then maybe next week we'll be giving away a pick and a tin as well. So have a little look at that target and see. 307. We'll see how close we can get. If you can leave a thumbs up, it would be much appreciated, because not only does it help this live stream to get out there and the channel to grow, but it also means we can have a pick roulette next week, which will just be great, because it's very enjoyable to get you guys up on screen and get your names up on screen as well. Anyway, thank you, Carla, for that. And let's just scroll down a little bit more, because Jill has donated $10. Thank you for that, Jill. The message is, hi Phil, maybe you could do one live stream analysis where you sing live to us. Think you would consider this, with a question mark. So thank you for that, Jill. And it just depends. It depends on what I'm analysing. If I'm doing somebody who's just singing, or if I'm trying to demonstrate something, then I probably would sing. Not that I would have warmed up my voice or do anything that you should do if you are going to sing, but I'd probably give it a go. So it is potentially something in the future for another analysis video. So thank you for that, Jill, or a live analysis video. Thank you, Kay, as well, who has donated $10 with the straight up donation. And Karen has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, a break from the pizza day virtual Chinese takeaway. Rhymed. How about virtual homemade pasta? Thanks for all the positivity you bring. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen, and the kind words. We are going to be jumping into the first, well, the cover, or the first cover. We only play one cover on these live streams that has been requested over on Patreon. Thank you guys for answering my request for requests over there. This is when I get the screen changed so that we can see what happened on Patreon. And Marilyn requested I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, and I think this was one that did get multiple requests. Velvet as well threw that one in there, and I think that was it. Joan threw it in there as well, so thank you for that. And Mary, so multiple requests for this one. It's going to be my cover of I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, and I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see you guys after. Rock!
Stay awake just to hear you breathing, watch you smile while you are sleeping, while you're far away dreaming. I could spend my life in this sweet surrender. I could could stay lost in this moment forever. 'Cause every moment spent with you is a moment I treasure. I don't wanna close my eyes, I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing. 'Cause even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream will never do, I still miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing. Lying close to you, feeling your heart beating, and I wonder what you're dreaming. I wonder if it's me you're seeing, and I kiss your eyes. Thank God we're together. I just want to stay with you in this moment forever, forever and ever. I don't want to close my eyes, I don't want to fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing. 'Cause even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream will never do, I still miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing. I don't want to miss one smile, I don't want to miss one kiss. I just want to be with you, right here with you, just like this. I just want to hold you close, feel your body close to mine, and we'll stay in this moment for all the rest of time. Yeah, yeah. Don't want to close my eyes, I don't want to fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing. 'Cause even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream will never do, I still miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing. I don't want to miss a thing.
And there we have it. That was my version of I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, the Aerosmith classic. And that is from a movie that had Bruce Willis in it, and I can't remember what the movie is, but that's one for the live chat room. The first one to name that movie gets the respect of everybody in that live chat room. And even though I think I've got the name of that movie, I'm going to now throw it out there to that live chat room and just see who can get the name of that movie. So we are going to be jumping into, first of all, the super chat window, because Kevin has donated $2. Thank you so much for that, Kevin. And the message is happy 66th birthday to Frank Marino with some rock horns. So thank you for that donation, Kevin. And Frank is a friend of the channel, so I think I'm gonna be sending him a message a little bit later on just to wish him a happy birthday as well, and I'll let you know what he says in response. But we are now going to be taking a look at a couple of pictures from the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and I can see that we're getting a lot of Armageddon posts in the live chat room. And I'm sure, did I just see someone type Independence Day? It's a similar kind of thing, only without the aliens, and it's going to be the end of the world, I guess, in terms of the storyline. But congratulations, I didn't see who got that first, but Armageddon is indeed correct. And I don't know why I couldn't remember that initially, but then I got it afterwards. So it's a very good movie. It's one of those movies that I think you can just put it on and it doesn't take too much thinking. Sometimes you get some movies that are really deep and take a lot of working out, and it's not one of those movies. You can just sit down, enjoy it, and just get into it, and yeah, you get a little bit of Aerosmith in there as well, which is always good. So we are going to be jumping into these pictures, and hopefully I can get the background up on screen. By the way, just to mention that because the likes are going up, we're at 340 and we are closing in on the 350 target that we set for the pick roulette. Don't type I agree if you can't see the box on the screen, so now would be a very bad time to do it. And let me just get that on screen so that you can see it. There we have the live chat room, because that needs to be seen in order for Carla to get your name from the I agree post that you do right. So wait for the live chat room to be on screen. And without further ado, let me get rid of myself, because we're going to be jumping into a couple of pictures. And first of all, we have Marge that I mentioned earlier in the live stream, and she is showing off her Wings of Pegasus mug, and it says, and there we have it on the back. And on the front it says, let's see how they get on. So thank you, Marge, for uploading that, and a very happy birthday, as was mentioned earlier in the live stream as well. I hope you had a fantastic day. And we have Bonnie's mug, and not Bonnie but just Bonnie's mug, very artistically shot with Spike the Likes on there and a little bit of foliage in the background as well. So thank you so much for that, Bonnie. And if you guys want to get your hands on a Wings of Pegasus mug, head over to teespring.com or click on the products that are underneath the YouTube videos. There should be a merch tray underneath the videos that you can click on in order to go directly there. And like I said, if you are impatient and you can't wait for a week and you have to get your hands on it, then you can do it now. But if you can wait a little bit, then it means that you can potentially get 20% off. That's going to be happening for the Black Friday sale thing that happens next week. And I think I'm going to get an email from Teespring and they'll let me know when it all kicks off, but I'm sure it's going to be very evident on the site when the Black Friday sale starts, and you can get 20% off. So I'll make sure that you guys all know when that is. So we are going to be now jumping into the pick roulette for this week. We're going to be having a winner very, very soon. And as I said, don't type I agree if you can't see the box, but at the moment I'm just going to leave it on for maybe 30 seconds because I can see some I agrees going through. And we have Music Maiden in there, and it's going too quickly for me to see, but Rose is about to go through saying I agree, Mel as well, and Kevin. So thank you guys for posting I agree, and Linda for also mentioning that, and Beverly. So I'm now going to call an end to typing I agree because we're about to go into tonight's pick roulette, and there's nothing on the screen apart from the roulette wheel when we do that. Actually, there might be the likes counter and that likes target at the top, but that is it. The live chat room disappears. So make sure that you stop typing I agree now. And definitely now, because you will not be entered into next week's pick roulette if we hit the target. And it looks like we have hit the target, so there will be a pick roulette next week. We're also giving away the Wings of Pegasus pick tin that looks like that. So that's going to be given away next week as well, because we've now hit the target. 355 is where we are at. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up, and stop typing I agree because it won't count. I'm about to get rid of the live chat room, and I'm trying to draw it out as long as possible so that you don't type I agree after I told you not to type I agree, because it won't count. So with that said, let's actually get into tonight's pick roulette, and I wish everybody luck on this one. And I now have to start the intro, and then I still have to try and keep it organized in my head how to do this really smoothly, but we will see how it goes. Rock! So we should have the roulette wheel appearing on screen, and there it is. So if this is your first pick roulette, we shuffle the names 5 times, we then spin the wheel and see who wins. So good luck everybody for tonight's pick roulette. Let's give it a little bit of a shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times just to be safe. So it's totally random. And let's give it a spin and see who's going to win. That's another catchphrase I've just come up with. Great. That's got to have been used before at some point by somebody doing some kind of roulette in the past. But we will see, and I'm trying to see any names. It's still going a little bit too fast to make anybody out. But we have Alethea, I can see going through there. Linda Z's gone through. And the wheel is really small on my screen. But it's Douglas and Sue. I'm not sure if it's going to go any further. We've got Garen, and it has stopped on, let me move it across so you guys can see, KN. So congratulations, KN. What a username. That is very, very simple. And this is the thing about the pick roulette, that if you're not in the live chat room, that you have to be in the live chat room to win, because you need to get in contact with Carla for her to be able to actually send you the pick in the post. So congratulations to KN. If you are in the live chat room, make yourself known to Carla, and then we can get that all organised. And thank you everybody for entering the pick roulette tonight. You can also enter for next week's, and I think what I'm going to do is try and get ourselves back to the main screen so we can see the live chat room, so you guys can start typing I agree. If you typed I agree and this wasn't on the screen, you won't be on the pick roulette wheel. So make sure that when you typed I agree, you saw yourself on screen, because if you didn't, then you won't make it onto that pick roulette wheel. And it's something that we just have to make sure that everybody understands. If you do need to go through the guidelines, then head over to wingsofpegasus.com, go to the live stream section of the site, and the pick roulette rules and information and everything that Carla has posted there is available to read, so you can have a little go through that, as well as the live stream guidelines as well. So thank you everybody for getting involved in the pick roulette. Again, we are going to be having one next week, so now is a great time to be typing I agree in that live chat room. And just to make it a little bit easier, I'm just going to scroll down to get rid of that space at the top, because that was just wasted space, because we had live chat room followed by live chat underneath. So let's jump back into the super chat window and get this up on screen, because we've had a little bit of action in there. And Kay has donated $10. Thank you for that, Kay. The message is, speaking of movies, there is a new movie coming out called Sound of Metal. The movie is about a drummer in a band that experiences a sudden and permanent hearing loss. So far, the reviews are good. So thank you for that, Kay. And I haven't seen anything about that movie yet, but I'm sure I will if it is well publicised. Thank you as well to Lulu, who has donated $10. And thank you for that. The message is, Phil, do you speak or have you studied any languages besides English and the universal language of music? So thank you for that, Lulu. And at school, I did initially Latin, believe it or not, but I knocked that one on the head. I didn't really enjoy that one very much. And I then did French, and I then did Spanish at school. I then did, in my own time when I was older, because I used to go to Brazil, I learned a bit of Brazilian Portuguese, and that's pretty much it, and English. But I wasn't fluent in any of those, just picked up bits and bobs. So that was 5 languages, but I discount Latin because I couldn't speak that at all. It was only really just translating Latin and doing all that kind of stuff. But that was at school when I was about 11 or 12, so I was very young doing that. So I've forgotten pretty much everything about that, apart from maybe some verbs and some meanings and working out what things mean because of the Latin. I still remember a few words from that. But yeah, so that was French, Spanish, was it 5 or 4? I can't even remember what I just said. But yeah, French, Spanish. Oh, I counted English. I shouldn't really count English, but I did count that. That's what made up the 5 languages, and it was the Brazilian Portuguese as well. So thank you for that, Lulu. And the universal language of music. That is what I love about music, is it doesn't matter which language you speak, everybody can speak the language of music and appreciate it. But anyway, Lulu, thank you so much for that donation, and all of the donations tonight in that super chat window, and all of these people at the bottom of the screen who make this all possible. You know who you are. Thank you, everyone. We are at 1:10 in the morning here. We have passed our likes total, not only the likes, the 335 that we were aiming for, but we also passed the pick roulette likes target. I keep on putting the S too early and onto pick roulettes. But 350 is what we're aiming for. I did say at the beginning of the live stream it was a massive target, but we did manage to hit it. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. We're currently standing at 370. So we're still getting people just rolling through the doors. Thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. You can also do it on catch up. If you're watching this and it isn't live, you can still hit that thumbs up. And by the way, we still have occasionally some people typing in the comments section after this has gone out live who are typing I agree and don't realize that it's not live when they're watching it. So just for reference, it's now 11 minutes past 1 in the morning in the UK. So that's 1:11 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. So if you know what the time is where you are, then type into Google what the time is in the UK and you'll be able to see. If it's not 1:11 a.m, then it's not live, unfortunately. You are watching the playback of this live stream. So typing I agree, it won't make it onto the pick roulette wheel for next week because you have to be watching live. You have to actually post it whilst that live chat room is visible, and once you're part of that live stream, you then have to tune in the next week, because if you win, Carla needs to get the details from you in order to send it off. So thank you everybody for typing I agree. I'm now trying to draw this out a little bit longer so that you guys, if you want to be part of the pick roulette next week, type I agree and you'll see it in there. If you see it in there, then you will be on the wheel. That is how this works. And we are going to jump back into the super chat window because we have had a donation from Paul. Thank you so much for that. And it's $20. And the message is, I think the singing bit you added to your Lionel Richie analysis actually added a lot. So I agree with Jill Wright. Why not sing and play guitar on the next one? So thank you for that, Paul. And I can't remember what I demonstrated, but it tends to be just when I'm either playing or singing, or I've thought of something that I want to bring up and I feel like I have to demonstrate it at that point. It's not something that I pre-plan. I don't ever do an analysis video and say, right, I'm going to sing at that point, and then I'm going to play the guitar at that point, and then I'm going to sing along with this bit of guitar at that point. So it's not something that I plan, because I don't think that I would be able to do it that way, because pretty much when I'm analyzing things, it's more of a spontaneous thing that I like to point out things that I notice at that point. And I think if I had to really pre-plan it, I'd then be worried about having to bring up things that I remembered or I thought I should be bringing up. And I'd be thinking about, oh, what's that other thing that I thought I should bring up? Or what's that bit that I should be singing? And it'll probably just really confuse me. So I'm sure it'll happen in the future where I do demonstrate things vocally, and it'll just be something that happens off the cuff and not pre-planned. But thank you, Paul, for that donation. And Mario is in the house. Everybody say a massive hello to Mario. That's what we do on these here live streams when Mario is in the house. And let me get rid of the likes, because we can see just above the live chat room there is Mario's guitar that he sent to me. So thank you so much for that. And also you can just see the corner there of the Maton, which he also sent to me. So thank you, Mario, for that. We say a big hello to Mario on these live streams, and that is the Maton and the Steve Vai signature gem, as I'm sure you guys already know because I've mentioned it a lot of times, but it's such a great looking guitar, you'll probably just notice it anyway. But Mario has donated $200. Thank you so much for that, Mario. Another very kind donation. And Mario says, thanks for another fabulous live stream, Phil. chill time here in Australia on a Sunday. Watching is so relaxing with some smiley faces. So thank you so much again for that, Mario. And thank you everybody for tuning in. It's 1:15, so this is when we start wrapping things up for this live stream, and it's your last opportunity to type I agree in the live chat room. So everybody, please, if you want to be part of that pick roulette next week, make sure you type I agree now in, and don't put now I agree now, but put I agree now in the live chat room so that Carla can see your name and add it to the list. And I'm just going to draw things out a little bit so you guys can type in there. If you have done it already and you've seen your name, then you will be part of that next week, where we are giving away this Wings of Pegasus pick holding tin as well, so you can get your hands on that. We are going to be calling this to a close, and I can still see there is an I agree going through from Jack, and KN has typed I agree, even though KN has already won tonight's live stream pick roulette wheel Wings of Pegasus plectrum/pick. So that's the longest name I've ever given to the pick roulette, but I'm just trying to drag it out. So KN, congratulations on winning tonight. And I've seen that they are actually in the live chat room. We do have a few more agrees going through. Robert in there, Kevin and Pepe Chic in Texas, and Sandy as well. Michael is going through with an I agree there. And we do have Nora and Ryan who are about to go through as well. So I'm just dragging this out because if I see an I agree at the bottom of the list, as I can see on the live stream, then I'll make sure that it is shown on screen. Carl says I agree yet again, laugh out loud. So thank you so much for this, Carl. I'm just keeping an eye on it, and Orlando's in there with his I agree. So pretty much I'm going to have to call it to a close now. The Saints number 1 has just typed I agree. So I'm going to be calling it to a close now within the next couple of minutes, so you're going to have to be quick at typing. But thank you everybody for joining me on tonight's live stream. Thank you so much for setting up the pick roulette, Carla, and doing all the work involved with that. Thank you everybody for entering it. And we will be doing another live stream on Tuesday night, as well as a live analysis on Wednesday nights. That's the time that you need to tune in to get involved with a live analysis. Also, just to highlight the fact that tomorrow night we're doing the second episode of In at the Deep End. So look out for that. It will be released tomorrow night, and it's myself and Daniel Donato taking on a backing track that we've never heard before. So that's going to be a great one to watch. I've edited it together. It's all ready to go. So make sure you look out for that. So final call for that pick roulette. We're going to be calling it to an end now. So unfortunately, if you do enter after this and I'm off screen, then it won't count. But thank you everybody for getting involved with the pick roulette for tonight. Congratulations, KN, again. And we will see who's going to win the pick roulette next Saturday, and as well as taking that tin. So thank you everyone for joining me. Massive shout out to the moderators for doing such a great job on these live streams. Thank you everybody for the super chat donations as well. It really makes such a difference and allows me to continue at my own pace doing things that I want to do on the channel instantly, like the live analysis that I wouldn't have been able to do other than having your support and my patrons as well. You know who you are. Thank you so much for all of your support over there and popping up in this super chat window as well during these live streams. So let's have a final look into the live chat room. We have Mary in there, Jennifer and Glory and Patrick and Karen. Carla still in there, Paula, Mario, Billy, Carl, Sue, Patrick, Deborah, Lucy, Jill, Ricky, Ray still in there as well. Orlando is just about to go through with a donation right at the end. So thank you so much for that, Orlando. And it's for $10 and it is a hippo maybe, I'm not sure, but it's some kind of animal doing some skids on a chair. I thought it was maybe some kind of backpack or something, but no, he's on a chair. So thank you for that, Orlando. and we're going to be calling it to an end now. So I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow night for the second episode of In at the Deep End. Look out for that. And then Tuesday night we'll be doing another live stream. So if you are available there, then you can join in with that. Another pick roulette due on Tuesday night. So you can check that one out. Wednesday night live analysis. And then Friday night another normal analysis. And then we'll be back to where we are with the live stream next Saturday. So I'll see you guys then. I'll be in the comments section of the YouTube videos as always. And I always post on Patreon every night, and I answer all of your messages over there as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me. We're going to be calling it to a close now. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!